I don't know if it deserves, if everyone can hear me, because I'm far from the microphone. I don't know if it deserved that many shadow boxing and jabbing in an overtime win against the Utah Jazz, who are literally not trying to win. Literally not trying to win. Lake fans, appreciate you guys tuning in. Sometimes you just got to get a W. Sometimes it's got to be incredibly ugly. But sometimes you just got to make it happen, Laker fans. So I appreciate you guys all tuning in. Thank you for being a part of the show. Post-game show after the post-game show. Finished post-game show number 1. And then we're right here doing our YouTube thing. Please subscribe to the channel if you guys have not subscribed. Come on, my people. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Everybody who has done it, if you haven't done it, just takes 2 seconds, subscribe, and then, that's it. Then you're good to go right there. Champ is here. The champ is here. About time, Slee. Why are you always so late? I love these. Those are my favorite, is when everybody's telling me that I'm late. All fights aren't pretty. Listen, bro, you saw the way I was shadow boxing. That ain't pretty. All right, we got a lot of thank you, by the way. I think somebody subscribed, and I appreciate that. Okay, so real quick here. Lake fans, I got a lot I want to get into. I'm going to talk specifically about the Lakers-Jazz game. Talk about some of the decisions. I mean, that wasn't an ideal game by any stretch of the imagination. And if there's one thing that I enjoy doing on this channel is being honest about it, right? That wasn't a pretty game. How much is this game going to affect tomorrow's game since you're playing back-to-back? So we'll talk a little bit about that. Talk about LeBron, talk about Austin Reeves, talk about some kind of late game decisions, just kind of my overall thoughts on the game. And then I think what is setting up to be fascinating is tomorrow. Lakers taking on the Los Angeles Clippers. So we'll look at the standings, spend a little time on that as well, and go from there. What is this? What is this, huh? What is this? Finally got it. Little Final Four action right there. Oh, San Diego State hat. Finally got it. By the way, I bought it last Sunday, and I was flying out to Houston, and they sent it to me on Friday night. I'm like, no, that's perfect, guys. I'm just on a plane to Houston, so that's perfect that I can't wear it the entire time that I'm out there. So thank you for sending it. But very, very proud to be rocking a Final Four hat of San Diego State University. Man, I was there yesterday too. That was very stressful. Okay, let's get into the game here real quick. So my overall thoughts on the game is very simple. I get it. I understand it. Sometimes it's going to be ugly. Not everything's going to be pretty. I understand where people are going to come from. However, that wasn't ideal. Lakers went up by 14. I remember doing halftime. When I was doing the halftime show, I was talking about how, and this never happens, by the way. I've been saying this for 3 years. Well, if the Lakers can just blow the team out in the third quarter, then, what a great position the Lakers would be in. Guys can get rest. That never happens with the Lakers. But they took a 14-point lead at some point. And then once they take that lead, in my eyes, what I'm thinking is, okay, well, at least you kind of separate yourself from the Utah Jazz. Look, there's no secret what the Utah Jazz are trying to do. The more draft picks they get, the better off that franchise is. They traded Donovan Mitchell. They traded Rudy Gobert. Larry Markkinen, who's their best player, did not play. Jordan Clarkson did not play. Rudy Gay did not play. Walker Kessler was a nice player too, did not play. So they decided they're not going to play any of these guys in this game tonight against the Lakers. So what a tremendous advantage for the Lakers to not just beat the Utah Jazz, but beat them up pretty good and try to kind of get them out of the way early and then move on from there. Well, by the time the Lakers built that 14-point lead, they were outscored in the third quarter, I want to say by 7. They were up. What were they up by the time halftime came? I think they had like a 5-point lead going into the fourth quarter, something along those lines. Then the Lakers find a way to go up 10 with basically the game being done. Maybe a minute and a half left, something along those lines. And before you know it, the Utah Jazz scored 10 points in a row, and they send the game into OT. Overtime happens. From the tip-off, Kelly Olynyk got fouled, got an and one with I'm not kidding, 2-3 seconds went off the clock. And before you know it, Lakers are down 3 before overtime even starts. But they survived the game. So I would rather the Lakers play a poor game be all over the place, not play defense, seem at times disinterested, put their foot on the gas, let their foot off the gas. I'd rather them do all that and they still get a W in the standings than what probably should have happened tonight. They probably should have lost this game tonight. I think they, got a little bit lucky. Maybe THT was still trying to help the Lakers out because that man, God bless him, was taking awful, awful shots. He went 7 of 21 from the field. But the Lakers got a little fortunate, and I'll just kind of keep it at that. And that is part of an 82-game stretch. Not every game is going to be perfect. But I also don't want to pretend like the Lakers played really well tonight because they didn't. And I think most people understand that. Read a couple comments here, and I'm going to get into some of the individual comments here. So let's see what we got here. Why is Ham? All right, I'm going to make the screen a little bigger here. Why is Ham bad at calling timeouts to prevent runs? Yeah, I get it. It's style, right? Some coaches like calling timeouts. They use them perfectly. It feels like they use them perfect. Others want their players to just figure it out. I guess it's preference. But there are times I think a TO using a timeout at the right time is obviously very, very useful. Let's see what else we got here. Olynyk always a pest against the Lakers. The Jazz always, I think Utah already won the first two games against the Lakers. They had a chance to go 3-0 to start it off. They still got one more against each other. All right, let's see what else we got here. Look, this is an interesting one. This is why games like this are so dangerous. I'll take it. We need that 6th seed so we can rest for sure. You're 100% right about that. But that's the danger. That's the risk that you're playing here. I mean, they could have easily lost that game, but they did win it. So I'll give them that. The last 130, Intel Wild, thank you. The last 130 of regulation was trash. You're right. It was trash. You're up 10 points with 1 minute and 30 seconds left to go. That game, of course, should not have gone to overtime, but it did go to overtime. Okay, let me talk about some of let me talk a little bit about I don't know if you want to call it plays, not plays. One thing that does frustrate me towards the end of games, and this is very frustrating, I can't stand when we try to run clock. It's not just the Lakers. It happens in the NBA. It happens in college. It happens in all sports. When somebody has a lead, you just basically stop doing what got you the lead. How frustrating is that? I mean, from a fan perspective, just sitting here, it's like, okay, so this is your recipe for success. And you're going to go away from that recipe of success because you're trying to just wait for the clock to run out. That's not how you got the lead. So that's always frustrating. Even Braun just dribbling the ball and getting late into a shot clock. There are a couple. I mean, the final play, try to get into the basket, which I like to see, but just there was no real flow. Anthony Davis missed a couple gimmies, missed 2 key free throws. I felt like when the Lakers just run an offense and the ball is moving and everybody gets touches. Reed's touched the ball, I swear, once in overtime, he hit a bucket. Maybe he touched it more than that. But just run your offense. You don't have to depend just on one guy dribbling the ball. That's always kind of a frustration for me. I always get that to me is always a headache. So whether it was that final 1:30 as you guys are talking about here, or it's something different. I totally agree, Alan. I think most people do. I hate that run clock BS. It kills me. I'm not kidding. This is something that I think it's in every sport. How many different times you see a team in the NFL go up 10 points and all of a sudden now they just start running the ball and it's 3rd and 5. And instead of getting a first down and going for the throat, they run the ball and make the other team use a timeout. Go for the win. And it's a frustrating strategy, again, that happens in all sports, and it certainly happened a little bit tonight. Shadowbox Nation. It's not bad right there. Shadowbox Nation. Fist pump win is a win. Got you, my brother. Golden State lost. Nope. Golden State won. They were down, but they ended up winning the game. So whoever gave you that information, not happening there. All right, let's read this one. Props to Max Christie for doing Beasley for doing what Beasley should be doing, sitting on the bench. Also, LeBron ISO ball down the stretch almost cost us the game. Francis, that's actually pretty funny. Props to Max Christie for doing what Beasley should be doing. Yeah, Beasley is he's hot and cold. More of the time he's cold than he is hot. So I want to see Lonnie Walker get back in. I don't know how you guys feel about this. I actually have a feeling most Laker fans feel the same way. I'd like to personally see more Lonnie Walker. I really would. Especially when somebody's having an off night, give that other man an opportunity, in my opinion. So, all right, let's see what else we got here. All right, this is actually a good transition to where I want to go. What can we do to keep AD involved in the offense? AD went away from the offense late in the game today. All right, so a couple things here. AD had 16 points in the first half. How many points do you think AD had in the final 29 minutes of the game? 16 in the first 24 minutes. In the next 24 plus the 5 in overtime, how many points do you think AD had in the final 29 minutes of the game? I'll let you guys throw in whatever you guys want to throw in. Just think about that. The final 29 minutes, Anthony Davis. How many points do you think Anthony Davis would have in the final 29 minutes of the game? I'm going to read a couple of these here. I got 6 points. I got 5 points. I got 2 points. I got 5 points. He had 5 points. 5 points in the final 29 minutes of this game. He played 42 minutes and had 21 points, 14 rebounds. Now, I will say this. Offense not exactly a problem. I don't think the issue was for the Lakers that they weren't scoring or anything along those lines. Points wasn't a problem. Lakers just weren't getting enough stops. But isn't that just amazing that Anthony Davis can go through a stretch where 29 minutes goes by and he only gets 5 points? That's just fascinating to me. I don't really understand that happened. So to answer your question, listen, the Utah Jazz were clear on what they were going to do. Okay, sounds good. AD is going to get the ball. We're going to double him. A lot of teams are trying to do that. They're going to say, Troy Brown Jr., hit your shots, or Jared Vanderbilt, hit an open shot, or Dennis Schroeder, or Austin Reeves. They're just going to take their chances with somebody. Even LeBron. If LeBron's taking a jumper or taking a three-pointer, I think you're a defense that lives with that shot selection. So how can they get him more involved late? I do a couple things. Either run a screen and roll with him, either throw the ball to him in the post, double team comes, kick it out, throw it right back in there to him, and now he's face the double team rather than you're back to the double team. So now if they're coming at you, you're basically ready. I'm passing the ball, or if the double team's not coming quick enough, I'm going to work. I do agree with you towards the end of games, not enough from that perspective where the Lakers don't find ways to get AD involved. AD fourth quarter free throw, 50%. Yeah, I think the last couple minutes, 3 minutes a game, something like that, whatever the stat is, yeah, he's basically in the 60s. He's a little bit weird end of games of how he's doing from the free throw line. I'm not crazy about it. And that's, that could be a problem down the road. Okay, a couple other things about the game tonight. LeBron, 37, 6, and 5. Now, there's a couple things with LeBron. First off, he shot over 50% from the field. I feel like every time Bron settles for threes, the Lakers are in trouble. Not even in trouble, but I feel like it's a telling sign. If LeBron is taking threes like he did today, 3 of 10. I think the last game he might have taken another 10. He might have gone 2 of 10, something along those lines. I feel like when that's happening, he's tired. I feel like he's kind of trying to catch his breath. I feel like he's trying to gather himself, maybe buying himself a little bit of time. That's what I personally feel when I see Bron when he's settling for those shots. Because if you take 27 shots, you hit 14 of them, you're shooting over 50%. That's a good stat. But he's 3 of 10 from the three-point line. So a lot of his misses, 7 of his 13 misses are coming from the three-point line. Something to keep in mind there. Austin Reeves, 28 points, doing everything like he does. Rui Hachimura, that's 2 straight games for Rui that he's been excellent and coming through for the Lakers. So Had 20 in the last game, had 17 in this one. I'm big on that just for his own confidence. I just want to see his own confidence grow. I think that's so important for Rui. I think I talked a little bit about that last time. All right, let's see what else we got here. I just couldn't believe the lack of energy. Start the second half. Yeah, I agree. Listen, Laker fans, you know what I like with some of the comments here today. I think everybody kind of feels the same way. Hey, that wasn't a perfect game. Yeah, you got the win, but there was definitely some moments like, guys, what are we doing here? I mean, we got to play better basketball than this. You're basically it could be a week away from the playing tournament or 2 weeks away from the playoffs, so a week and a half, whatever it is. You just want to see that it was better. And I get it. Those who say, "Al, they got the win. Let's not complain." I understand they got the win, but I think still analyzing it is important. Okay, so a couple things going on here right now. I'm going to get in. Let's see what I want to do here real quick. Let's do this real quick because this is going to set it up. So there were some other games going on tonight. We're all scoreboard watching. And listen, some teams that are still hanging around the Lakers, there's now more and more separation. So the Oklahoma City Thunder, they've lost 3 games in a row. All that really means is Dallas still has a chance to be in the playing tournament. So keep that one in mind for what it's worth. Um, Minnesota did not play today. Pelicans lost today. Kind of, I don't want to call it surprising because they played the Kings, and Kings are a good team, but they were home. Pelicans were home. So now you got a little bit of separation from the Pelicans. I think basically what this is all coming down to is the Lakers are either going to be the 5, the 6, or the 7. So you're either going to avoid the playing tournament altogether, or you're going to be in the playing tournament, but you'll probably host 1 game, potentially 2 games, both at Crypto. You're not going to have to do travel. So kind of a great scenario playing out for the Lakers, especially by ending up winning this one tonight. They've won 4 games in a row, all on the road. They beat the Bulls, they beat Minnesota, they beat Houston, they beat the Utah Jazz. Now, the 5th one is coming up tomorrow, and it's against the Clippers. So I'm going to get into that one in just a second. So this is where we are right now, the latest in the standings. Warriors ended up coming back and beating the Thunder. They're 42-38. They have a half-game lead on the Lakers. Clippers 41-38, Lakers 41-38. How do the tiebreakers work? Clippers have the tiebreaker over the Lakers. Lakers have the tiebreaker over the Golden State Warriors. So with all that being said, this is setting up for a very, very, very interesting game coming up tomorrow. So the Lakers, and by the way, I'm not 100% sure how this is all going to work out, so I'll do my best to just kind of explain it. AD played 42 minutes tonight. Bron played 38 minutes tonight. That's another reason why there was some frustration there. Is you were hoping that you were really hoping that the Lakers kind of find themselves in a position where maybe they didn't have to play such big minutes. But this game tomorrow against the Clippers, as far as I know, this is what Coach said in the postgame show. He said that D'Angelo Russell, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis will all be reassessed tomorrow. So there could be a scenario that plays out. Even Anthony Davis said, "I'll get on the phone tomorrow." Bron saying, "I'm going to see how my foot feels tomorrow in the morning." There could be a scenario tomorrow that plays out where D'Angelo's there, LeBron's there, Anthony Davis is there. You got the Clippers on the other side. Both teams have the same record, and it's all right, mano a mano. Let's see what we can do. Or you can have a scenario that plays out where Lakers are missing 1 or 2 of their key players, and it's not mano a mano, but the Clippers don't have Paul George. So I guess you can, however you want to describe it. I don't know which scenario is going to play out. I just know this. I know the Clippers haven't played since Saturday, and I know the Lakers have played 2 games since Sunday. So the Clippers will be incredibly rested tomorrow, and the Lakers will be flying in from Utah tonight back to LA and then having to suit up and get ready to go up against the Clippers. So there is kind of a lot going on here leading up to this game, and I'm not sure yet who's going to play. But the standings, it doesn't get any better than this. Clippers and the Lakers 41-38. So if tomorrow, hypothetically, tomorrow, we could be walking into a game where if the Clippers win, they are not playing in the play-in tournament. They're going to avoid it. If the Lakers win, there's a good chance that the Lakers will end up 5 or 6, whichever seed they end up with in that perspective. So let me actually throw this out here to Laker fans. I want to get Laker fans' thoughts on this here. Let me read this real quick. We complain too darn much. We want AD to be dominant, Braun to be Braun, have 0 turnovers, Austin have 30 points, Beasley to be 6 or 6 or 3, and win by 20. LOL, the game doesn't work that way. Jermaine, you're right. It doesn't work that way. But I just want four out of the 5 of those. Am I asking for too much? 4 out of 5. Nobody's saying all 5 of them. Okay. No, in all reality, I don't know. You're right that there's a lot of complaining. I mean, the Lakers have won. If I'd have told you guys a couple weeks ago the Lakers were going to be 3 games over 500, that they're playing their best basketball right now, that LeBron James, since he came back from his injury, looks healthy. Looks like he's all right. That guys like Reeves are contributing the way they are. Every Laker fan would have said that you have a chance of not even playing in the play-in tournament. Every Laker fan would have signed up for it. But I think just naturally, game to game, there's certain things that happen that you are trying to, obviously figure out or talk through or whatever the case is. Come on, man. Sometimes we got to complain a little bit. Uncle Sleeve, last time we played against the Clippers, if you remember, Russell Westbrook was playing for the Clippers, Lakers jersey. We need to win tomorrow. AR, it's a good point. I haven't even added that element tomorrow. Let me just talk about the Lakers-Clippers game for a quick second. All right, let's just stay with this. I've said the biggest game of the year for the Lakers-Pelicans. I've said it for the Lakers-Mavs. I've said it for the Lakers-Thunder. I've said it for the Lakers-Timberwolves. And now we're going to say it again for the Lakers and the Clippers coming up tomorrow. This is not for all the marbles, but this is a chance. Whoever wins this game has a really good chance of resting for a week before the playoffs start. Whoever wins this game tomorrow has a really good chance of potentially playing the Sacramento Kings in the first round. Whoever wins this game tomorrow also has a really good chance of playing the Phoenix Suns in the first round. Now, the Lakers kind of control their own destiny on that, I guess you could say, because they played Phoenix the very next game. But tomorrow's game gives you a path to rest LeBron James, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, any bumps and bruises for basically 1 week, minimum 5 days, potentially 6 days, because you'd play your last game on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, and then you wouldn't play. If you avoid the play-in tournament, the earliest you could play is Saturday. It's a big-time game. Oh, by the way, the Clippers have beat you 10 times in a row. The Clippers have dominated the Lakers over a stretch. Oh, by the way, you've already lost 2 games to the Clippers, this year. Oh, by the way, it's a pretty intriguing matchup to have both of these franchises going at it in a meaningful game this late in the season. That doesn't always happen. I'm going to read actually something here. I want to find it. I had it a little bit earlier. Let me find it here real quick. All right, let's see. Go to ESPN.com. Small website. Small company. I don't know if they're going to make it, to be honest with you. ESPN.com. Never heard of them. Okay, so there was a quote that I want to take. Where the hell is the damn quote? Basically, Ty Lue was talking about it's the most meaningful game that these two franchises have had against each other. I want to read the exact quote here because I think it's an interesting one. He says, "This is probably the first meaningful game we've played against them." Ty Lue said of the matchup with the Lakers. He's unbeaten versus the Lakers. This is Andrew Grief who covers the Clippers, I believe, for the LA Times. So the first meaningful game. You guys remember back in the COVID years and the Lakers were kind of waiting here for who's going to play against the Los Angeles Lakers. And Denver is down 3-1. Denver comes all the way back. They beat the Clippers. We've never had big time games against Clippers. Either the Lakers were dominating for years and the Clippers were nothing, or there's been a long stretch where the Lakers weren't good and the Clippers were dominating. So this is a big time game. It's exciting. I'm going to read off another quote. I think this is the most important game that I've been in with the Lakers and Clippers. You can feel it now. It's going to be the biggest game of the season for both teams. I can't wait. That was Zubats who was saying that, a quote that he had for Om Youngmasuk of ESPN, who will actually come on the pregame show tomorrow. It's big time. This is big time. This is exciting. This is what you want, right? Like, I don't know. I don't know how you guys feel, but I get excited about Lakers basketball, period. But when you get to this stage of the year, when you know that there's a lot at stake, when you know the Lakers are going to play the Clippers tomorrow and both teams have an identical record, when you know it's even a Clippers home game, that makes it a little bit more exciting too, because you know Laker fans are going to come out. Clipper fans will come out too, right? Like that's a fun atmosphere. And there's only 3 games left in the season. So it's this stage of the season. And what you could do is you could find a way to hurt the other team, because now that team has to go into the playing tournament, and there's no guarantee what happens in the playing tournament. This is awesome. I mean, I personally couldn't have asked for anything more. I think it's going to be exciting. And like I said, a couple weeks ago, nobody would have thought that this was kind of an opportunity that was still in front of us. How to avoid the lack of energy against Clippers. Greetings from Costa Rica. Costa Rica, thank you for tuning in, my brother. I appreciate that. I don't think this is one you got to worry about. I don't. I think, the Lakers play the Utah Jazz. Jazz have nothing to play for. They're missing a lot of their key guys. I think it's the final game of your road trip, as in before you go back to L.A., you've been out on the road for a little bit. I think those are the tougher games to play. I don't think this one you got to worry about energy. I really don't. I really, really don't. I think this is going to be a game where everybody's excited. Zubats is saying it. You saw some quotes there from Ty Lue, like I mentioned. Laker players were already talking about it in the post-game show today. This one's got the hype, and we're not being dramatic. I think this is going to definitely going to live up to the expectations. Now, how the actual game goes, well, we got to see who's playing for the Lakers. Obviously, that's going to be important. That's going to be key, number one. And number two, what's going to also be important is I think just ultimately, how will the Lakers play? I got a feeling that the Lakers will come ready to play tomorrow, maybe even try to send some type of a message. But that doesn't guarantee anything. The Clippers got a lot to play for too. They got some good players on there as well. So let's see what happens. All right, let's see what we got here. Let them Clippers hang a banner for beating the Lakers again on a regular season game. Okay, all right. Everybody just relax here for a second, guys. Relax here. I mean, is that necessary? All right, who's controlling these comments here? Who's pressing the button that's letting these comments go here? Come on, guys. Be professional. Be professional. And then you get this. I'm scared for tomorrow. That's awesome. I love the honesty back and forth. Love the honesty there. Okay. Let me ask Laker fans a quick question here. All right. Quick question for Laker fans real quick. My question is this. Let's say, what seed do you want? Okay, because let me play this out for you. Let's say the Lakers win tomorrow. Let's say the Lakers win the final 3 games of the regular season and they get the number 5 spot. Okay? So now you avoid the playing tournament and you're in the number 5 spot. Okay? Let's say the Lakers lose tomorrow and they end up 1 game behind the Warriors, 1 game behind the Clippers, and they end up in the 7th spot. So now you have to get in the playing tournament, but you also avoid you got to get in the playing tournament, but you avoid the Phoenix Suns, you avoid the Denver Nuggets, you avoid those teams. So I'm just saying hypothetically here, I'm curious what Laker fans want. Do you want the matchup that you think is best, or are you saying just go win as many games as possible, and wherever the cards may lay, let the cards just lay, and we'll go try to figure it out. Because the difference of number 5 is you play Phoenix Suns with Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton. Or let's just say you end up number 7. Now you're in the play-in tournament. And then I think the Memphis Grizzlies, I think, is going to be a tough out as well. Get the Memphis Grizzlies. I think everybody wants the 6th as their top choice. Everybody's like, yeah, I'll take the Sacramento Kings. I get that. I understand it. I think there's a lot of things that make sense there. But at the same time, okay, well, what if you're 7th? And if you're 7th, then you got to go in the play-in tournament. And then from the play-in tournament, then you're probably going to play the Memphis Grizzlies from there. Lakers want the 5th seed. Suns are weakest in the first round. That I don't disagree with, by the way. I do think that if you're going to catch the Suns, I'd like to catch them early in the playoffs and later in the playoffs. That I agree with. I want the 5th seed, okay? If it's 5th or play-in, it was meant to be for the 5th. Okay, so there's a lot more people actually saying that they're okay with the 5th. Ideally 6th spot, but I'll take Phoenix over playing in the play-in. The 1 week break before the playoffs is more important. Okay, interesting there. Who cares about Suns? What's the difference of first round versus conference finals against them? All right, I'm actually getting more answers that are I don't think the Suns are unbeatable. I don't think we really know what the Phoenix Suns are yet. Now, they're talented as hell. If the Suns win the Western Conference, I wouldn't be shocked by any stretch of the imagination. But who knows if it's going to take a second for them to figure some stuff out. I don't have the answer there, but that could easily happen as well. Man, this is a big one tomorrow. Real quick, the Mo Bamba update. The Mo Bamba update is they put out that status report, and he was listed as doubtful for tonight's game. That's good news. He wasn't listed as out. He was listed as doubtful. So that means he's progressing in some shape, way, or form. So that's a good thing there. Interesting here. I plead the 5th sleeve. Jeff, smart move, man. There's nothing I could do here. If we're playing, you're basically playing chess. I'm playing checkers. Not scared of the Suns. Laker Nation, stop being scared. Okay. All right. Got to beat the best sooner or later, Al. I really like these comments here. I have already prepared in my mind. Hey, if it's Suns in the first round, all right, let's go. Lakers and Suns. Be a fun series. Let's see what happens. I do agree with eventually you're gonna have to play one of these teams anyways. Okay, we're gonna go quick here on roll call. Quick on roll call here, real quick. So I'm gonna give everyone just a quick story here. You want to call it story time with Sliwa? That's fine. We call it story time with Sliwa. So was at the national championship game last night. That sucked. I got to be honest, it really sucked. So many San Diego State fans. It was awesome. The atmosphere was really cool. The fact that San Diego State was in the national championship game, all that was amazing. It's kind of soaking more in today that SDSU actually went to a national championship game. It's great for their program, the whole thing. But SDSU couldn't score the ball. And finally, when they got it within 5, Connecticut hit big shots. It was a wrap. The game was over. That's a really, really good team. Okay, let me push all that to the side. I leave the game, get back to our VRBO. I went to bed at 1 a.m. Central Time. I had to wake up at 3 a.m. Central Time. That's 2-hour difference, by the way. Took an Uber, went to the airport. Flight left at 5:45. Can't sleep on the flight. Spirit Airlines, God bless you, but you got to get the seats to recline back something. Just something. By the way, $85 for me to check in a bag. Or not even check in a bag. Carry on. My carry-on luggage, $85. Okay. That's all done. Finish with that. Get to LAX at 7:45 in the morning. Go straight to 7:10. Go do my show. 3-hour 15. Travis and Sliwa show. Do that. Get off at 1:30. Come back here, shower, eat, get ready for the pregame show at 4:30. Do the Lakers broadcast. And then here I am with my people. Second postgame after the postgame. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what time it is. I don't know where the hell I am. But I appreciate you guys being here, and I appreciate you guys being a part of the channel. Okay, we're going to hustle through these real quick. Mexico, Anaheim, Eastvale, Las Vegas. Sasha update. No update, brother. Saw him. We said nothing to each other. All right, please start over. Alan just got in. Okay, sounds good. 135, 133, Lakers in overtime. against Utah. Sorry about the Aztecs. It's okay. I appreciate the love. This is probably going to be Fremont, Anaheim, Trabuco. I forgot how to pronounce that. Canyon, Hong Kong in the house, Nevada in the house, Estonia in the house. Thank you all for being a part of the show. Philippines always showing love. Downey, Glassell Park, DC in the house, Mississippi. Love doing roll call because I love knowing where people are tuning in from. Cabo, Mexico in the house. Hey, Cabo. I mean, the man can't get an invite once the season is over. What was it? 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1 Cancun that Van Exel had? We'll go to Cabo instead. Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you for being a part of the show. Vancouver, New York City. All right. I'm going to let these, there's a lot of them here. 5 seed reps, Little Italy Lake Show, win all the games. Appreciate it. Senegal in the house, Utah in the house, Wisconsin in the house, Malaysia in the house. There's a lot. I'm not going to be able to get through all of them. They will be on the chat. So I appreciate everybody that was a part of the show today. I'm ready to go to bed, chill, and come back tomorrow for the Lakers and the Clippers. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Lakers found a way to win. Please subscribe to the channel if you guys don't mind. I'm back tomorrow, Lakers and Clippers. Big one coming up against Clippers tomorrow. Let's make it happen, Lakers. Thank you for tuning in.